check that it's green. Okay, hi. How are you today?
Yeah, not too bad.
What's your name?
Michelle.
Michelle. How old are you?
33.
So can you tell me something about yourself, about your childhood?
Childhood weren't all that great. Kind of grew up. My mum was addicted to drugs. Made homeless when I was 11, so didn't do any type of upper school, which has resulted in no qualifications or anything. Became a mum at 19. Then got into another relationship, had 2 more children, was with that guy for 5 years, a lot of domestic violence, so on and so forth. Ended up losing my children.
Oh, wow. So how come you became homeless at 11?
There was rent arrears on the house. It went to court and we ended up losing the house. We were put up in hotels left, right and centre, and because we were moved around the town so much, like we weren't stable for any type of schooling, because every time I got enrolled in another school we were then moving across the town, so I couldn't attend that one. And yeah.
So how was your life when you were homeless?
Not that great. To start with, after I lost my children, because I did have a beautiful 3-bedroom house after I lost my children, I didn't want to go back to my house, so I kind of put myself out on the street, punishing myself. By the time that I kind of fixed up and was strong enough, like emotionally, to go back to the house, I was losing it because I weren't entitled to the right benefits, so they weren't paying enough rent, and I ended up in like $5.5 grand worth of arrears to the housing association, so they evicted me. Moved in with my mum, and then she passed away a couple of years back. And kind of.
So you lost can you get your children back?
Hopefully, but like obviously how I'm living at the moment, I'm not stable and able to but it's a long process, but hopefully I can get in some kind of contact with them. Would be the best outcome.
So are you allowed to see them now?
Not at the moment, because I haven't seen them since 2017. So it's small steps. You have to start by writing letters and communicating like that. Yeah.
Do you use drugs?
I have done, yeah.
Are you using at the moment?
Yeah.
What drugs are you using?
Crack cocaine and heroin.
Are you getting help for that?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any mental health issues?
Just anxiety and depression. I haven't been diagnosed with anything else. Kind of tried to stay as strong as possible. And kind of growing up the way that I did, obviously, it was something I see my whole life. So I never really had what most people would call a childhood.
Do you had any traumatic events when you were a kid?
Quite a few. With severe bullying from a very young age, because I was extremely overweight. Then with obviously being made homeless, my mum was in prison for a little while when I was young, raped at an early age.
So,
yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about how everything happened?
Well, at the age of 15, when me and my mum were still homeless, that's when I started to get into crack cocaine, purely just because I was so depressed of being so severely overweight, and I tried everything the other way, and kind of stupidly, because you see all the models and whatnot, most of them sniff coke. Crack is coke, so I thought, I'll be able to lose weight that way, and it didn't help at all. Just end up very penniless and not really leading any type of real life at all. And like I said, obviously it's never really helped because I've got no qualifications or anything. So pretty much the only life I've really known, which is quite sad, really.
Very sad. What do you think you need right now to change your situation?
Start with, I just need some stability. I need a home. because I can't really do anything, even communicating with social services, try and gain contact with the kids. Where are they going to send letters to? If they do say I can see my children, how can I go and see them looking like this? Or mummy, where do you live? In a stairwell or in a doorway, Yeah, I can. So yeah, to start with, I'd need a home, and then obviously I can get stable, hopefully try to get a job, or maybe go back to college, get some qualifications, and yeah, basically really start from the bottom and work my way up.
What would you do? What would you like to study?
I've always, from a very young age, actually wanted to become a mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah, my dad always worked in things like that, and I couldn't ever imagine like working in a hair salon or anything like that. That's just not me. Don't get me wrong, I did love obviously doing myself up and all the feminine things, but yeah, I've always liked to sort of get my hands on something, fix things, and yeah, so I always wanted to become a car mechanic.
That's cool. I hope you can.
Only problem is everything's becoming electric, so mechanics are kind of becoming obsolete. So I don't. Yeah.
I hope you become a mechanic one day.
Never know.
So what is the worst thing about being homeless?
Probably just it really brings home just how alone you are.
Do you have friends out here?
I'm not even from this town.
Where are you from?
Bedford. But even in my hometown, there wasn't really anybody that I could call a friend. After my mum died, it gets scrolling through your phone, becomes really obvious. People tend to avoid you, they don't want to listen to the misery, they don't want to know.
Do you think do you get help from people here? It's hard to live in the street, but I'm sure you can make it.
I've struggled for this long. One thing my mum did raise me was to be strong. Grateful for the smallest things in life.
But you are strong to be here.
Have to be. Can't put my children through what? Having a mother that committed suicide, I couldn't do that to them. I have no choice but to struggle on. Keep fighting another day.
Keep fighting. I'm sure you will make it. You will get your children back.
Hopefully.
What would you like people to know about what is to be homeless?
Just not to judge people, because one thing that every homeless person has in common is the fact that we are all heartbroken, and rather than looking down on us thinking that we're just scum, we've done it to ourselves, we're not worth anything. Every single one of us was someone's child. Most of us have children. We're all heartbroken, and yeah.
If you could get money from donations, how would you use that money?
Right now, to go and book a hotel room so I could actually lay in a comfy bed and have a nice shower. So yeah.
Anything else you would like to tell us about yourself?
Really, I think pretty much sums it up.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you. You'll be okay. Okay, you're strong.
Yeah.
You will make it.
Yeah. Out of what you're doing, I hope it just brings some kind of understanding so people can understand it a little bit more, because yeah.
That's one of the reasons we want to make this.
Don't get me wrong. Originally, I was the one that kind of contributed to making myself homeless. But that was because I'd lost everything. I was a mum and it was all gone. I didn't want to be in the house. And yeah, unfortunately, it's just, yeah. So yeah, it is a lot more sort of emotional than people seem to realise.
I don't think many people know what is really to be homeless. There's a lot of stigma.
Yeah, there is. And I don't even think it does take a lot to try and survive out here. People walk down the street and they're like, oh, we're cold, we can't wait to get home. That is our life. Laying in that, putting up with it come the snow, the rain, getting wet, soaked through and then having to sleep in the same wet clothes, wake up with them, you know. It's things like that that end up, you know, people getting pneumonia and passing away, you know. And,
Do you have help from the government?
not at the moment. I'm in the process of trying to get my benefits sorted out because the universal credit now is not the easiest thing. So, yeah, it's kind of, they say it doesn't rain, it pours. Things come in threes, so, yeah.
Do you have mental health support?
No. I am on tablets. I have tried to seek bereavement counselling a lot because I was made aware a few years back that when you lose your children, even into the care system, it is a type of bereavement. And my mum, when she passed away, it was quite rapidly. She went to hospital on the Monday, got diagnosed severely with cancer on the Wednesday, and died the following Monday. So, yeah, it would. I've been trying to seek bereavement counselling, but yeah, not getting anywhere.
You're here today, so if you made it this far, I'm sure you
Yeah,
can.
I'm sure I will. God doesn't want me yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one thing I can say for my mum. She certainly raised a fighter. Like I said, grateful for the smallest of things and kind of toughens you up, makes you.
Thank you, and it was lovely to meet you.
You too, my love.
It was very nice to meet you, really.
You too. Thank you very much.
I wish you a lot of luck.
You too.
Thank you.